Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our presentation on decluttering your devices. It's a highly sought out topic. As you can see, we have a large group today. Decluttering your device is a super important topic because, honestly, we use our phones and our devices so much that going through a process like this is almost as important as like cleaning your room. It just makes things easier to use. Okay, so let's hop right in. First things first, we're going to go over the overview of our presentation today. The first topic is why declutter. And then secondly, we're going to go over how to declutter an HP laptop. And then we're going to go over how to declutter a Mac. And then lastly, we will go over the smartphones like iPhones and Androids. All right, first off, reasons to declutter your device. Organizing your digital space is just as important as organizing your physical space. See, I told you. The longer you use your smartphone, laptop, and or tablet, the more space will be taken up, the harder it will be to navigate through your files, photos, and apps, and the slower it will operate. By cleaning up your device from time to time, it will speed up and be easy to locate anything you need. You may feel a weight off your shoulders. If you think about comparing your device to like your bedroom, if you leave your clothes around everywhere and there's just one day where you really need to find that one shirt and you just have clothes all over the floor, it's going to be super hard to find that shirt because you're going to be walking and trampling all over everything, and it's super hard to find. The same thing applies to the files on your devices. Sometimes you do need that one specific file from years ago, and if your device is not organized, it's going to be super hard to find it. There's plenty of ways to free up space on your laptop and any device in general. The first one is deleting and uninstalling unused apps. That's a huge one. Another one is cleaning up your disk, login items, and system files. Also emptying your trash and recycling bin. The next very big one is deleting excess files, folders, photos, videos, downloads, and anything else you have. And finding your largest space wasters and deleting anything you don't need and use. So luckily, Mac and Windows systems give you recommendations to find these largest space wasters. And we're gonna go over that toward the end of the presentation. Okay, so there are ways to check how much space you've used on your device. On a Windows computer, you would open the File Explorer, which the icon for the File Explorer is on the bottom middle of the screen right now. It looks like a little manila file folder. You would find your Windows under devices and drives. Under where it says Windows, it tells you how many gigabytes you are using and how much free space you have left on your device. So if you take a look at the little graphic in the bottom left of the screen, you can see that on that computer, there are 207 gigabytes free out of 930 gigabytes. Okay, checking the space on your Mac computer, you would click the Apple icon in the top left corner of your screen. Next, you would click About This Mac, and you would find the Storage button. And on this page, it will show you how much space is being used and which programs are using it and how much you have left. So Apple, the Mac storage screen tends to give a little bit more information here, and they do a really nice job of color coding everything just for the aesthetic. So you can see in the graphic at the bottom, you can see that there are 36.57 gigabytes available out of 121.12 on this specific device. And it gives you a little bar chart of how much each specific kind of system is using. Okay, deleting files on your computer. As I mentioned earlier, this is a huge way, a very important way to clear up space on your device. You would go to your File Explorer on a Windows device or Finder in Mac. You would right click on the file you'd like to remove, or if you're on a Mac, you would not double click, but 2-finger tap on your touchpad. A drop down menu will appear and you can click the delete button. Also, if you open up your recycle bin or trash in the home page of your laptop and computer, you'll be able to see all of your deleted files. You can permanently delete them by emptying your trash or recycle bin periodically. And anything that you do put in this trash or recycle bin will be automatically deleted after 30 days of deleting it. Okay, how to organize the apps on your Windows computer. From the home page of your computer, you can click and drag the icons to move your apps where you'd like on the screen. You can also drag the important ones to the menu bar on the top or the bottom of your screen, and it will stay there. To open it, you can just click the app once from the menu bar. All right, organizing the apps on your Mac computer is a very similar process. You would open Finder, click on the Applications tab from the menu bar on the left. To add an application to your dock, which is always visible at the bottom of your screen, you would click and drag the app you want from Finder down to the dock. You can move the apps on your dock around by clicking and dragging them just to, I don't know, shuffle the order. Like I've seen people kind of like color code their apps. To remove an app from the dock, you can drag the app to the trash bin. Don't worry, it's not going to permanently delete it. Another way to remove an app from the dock is by two-finger tapping on the touchpad, and an option will appear that says remove from dock. To delete or uninstall an app, click on the app from the Finder window and either right-click, then click move to trash, or drag it to the trash can. So again, on a Mac, it's right-clicking is the same thing as two-finger tapping on the touchpad. Okay, how to organize your files and folders on a computer. So you would use either File Explorer on a Windows device or Finder on a Mac device. You would right-click a blank space where you want your folder to go. Click on New Folder. If you want to name your folder, right-click on it and click Rename, and then simply type a new name, tap the Enter key, and it will save it. If you want to move your folder to a different location, click and drag it to where you want it to be, then let go. So when we're talking about different locations here, if you look on that right side, you can see there's a few locations like desktop, documents, downloads. You can move folders throughout those different locations. To move files into a folder, it's as simple as clicking and dragging the file and then dropping it into the folder of your choosing. If you want to delete a folder, right-click on it, then click Delete. So there is an option to do a disk cleanup on Windows computers. If you go to File Explorer, then right-click on the one that says Windows. It will take you to this page. You would left-click on where it says Properties, and then click on Disk Cleanup. Then when the disk cleaner pops up, you would check the boxes of everything you'd like to delete, which is all of the files you have not touched in a while will be listed there. Then you would click OK, then delete files, and click OK again to close the disk cleaner. So these the graphics at the bottom of the screen right now kind of take you to through that process. You can see there's a disk cleanup button when you open File Explorers. You would go to the same spot where you could see how much storage you've used. And then on that third option, you can see that there are different options to clear up disk space on your device. Okay, next up, we have cleaning up system files on Windows computers and laptops. You would click on the File Explorer, right-click on Windows, click on Properties, and then click on Clean Up System Files. Check the boxes of all the files you want to delete and click OK to delete the files. The system files is mostly for your apps, I believe, though. Optimizing and managing Mac files. The optimized storage features of your Mac can help you save storage space by storing your content in iCloud and making it available on demand. So as I mentioned earlier, your laptops will give you recommendations on how to clear up storage. So the way you would do this is it's very, very similar to what we went over earlier. You would click the Apple icon at the top left of your screen, go to the About This Mac button, go to Storage, and then Manage. And you want to make sure that the Optimize Storage and Empty Trash Automatically options are toggled on. And you would do that simply by just checking the box right next to those options. After that, you can click Review Files to browse through all the files on your computer and see how much space they're taking up. Just to touch back on what we were talking about earlier about system files. System files are the critical documents on your computer, and your computer basically cannot run without them. So yeah, that's what they are. Okay, so we've gone over how to optimize storage on your laptops, whether it be a Mac or a Windows system. Those are the two main ones, so that's why we went over them. But now we're going to start going over how to free up space on your smartphone or tablet. They're basically the same ideas. There's just a few small differences. On a smartphone or a tablet, you can delete apps, music, downloads, documents, and photos. You can clear your caches, and you can also use the optimizer. One of the things that are stored on caches, like if you're to type in the Google search bar, like something that you commonly type in, like food, it'll, if you go to a website a lot, it'll like, sometimes it'll automatically fill it in that you, and recommend you to go to that same website. So a cache basically stores information to to make your computer run a little faster because it kind of remembers where you've gone. And so yeah. Using the optimizer on your phone is also super easy. It's very similar to how it works on laptops. Okay, so we're gonna go over how to see the storage of your mobile device. You would go to the settings app, go to storage, and it will take you to the page where it shows how many apps and files you have downloaded, how many gigabytes each app or file is taking up, and how much space you have available to you. So you can see on the right side on that little graphic, it lists the apps on the phone, and it lists next to each one, there's a number value given how much storage it's taking up. Okay, deleting an app on your mobile device is super easy. All you have to do is tap and hold down on the app you want to delete. If you are on an Android, all of the apps should begin to shake. There should be a button that says delete, uninstall, or remove app. They're all the same thing. And then you would tap that button. It may ask if you are sure you want to uninstall the app just to check in with you, and then you would tap OK. Okay, how to organize apps. It's a huge one. It's the same thing as kind of trying to like declutter your bedroom. It's really important that you're organizing apps on your phone, especially if you have a lot, like the graphic on the right side. I honestly think that's way too many apps. There's no reason anybody should be using their phone that much where they're constantly using every single app there. So the way you would organize apps, you would tap and hold your finger on a particular app, and you can move it around by dragging it. You can add an app to your home screen, uninstall, or drag it to another place on your screen. If you drag one app on top of another, it will create a folder. So you can name the folder and place more apps into it. This is a great way to make your phone screen less cluttered and organize your apps into categories. So you can see again on this graphic on the right, every single little like black, like dark gray box, that's what we refer to as a folder. And each of those folders has a specific name that specifies the category. For example, we have music/tube, extensions, weather, and games. Again, there's probably no reason why you should be having this many apps on your phone, but if you do have that many apps, it's a good idea to start organizing them into folders to make them easier to find. All right, deleting photos and videos. So you can go to your gallery or photos app on your phone. You can click on an album to see the photos within. An album is pretty much a folder for your photos. You can create different albums and name them, just like the same way you can create folders with your apps. Tap and hold any photos you wish to delete, and you can also select multiple at a time. So if you know that you are going to delete a bunch of them, you don't have to go through the same process every single time. You can just select all of them at once and then just press delete, and they're all going to go. And you would tap the delete button that appears at the top of your screen. Okay, clearing the cache on your Android phone. So again, as I mentioned earlier, cache data is stuff that your computer remembers about what you've searched up to load things faster. So to clear the cache on your Android tablet or smartphone, you would go to your settings app, choose apps, click on an often used app like Chrome, then click on storage. So this is a perfect example. Like if you're searching up stuff in Google Chrome, if you go to the like YouTube all the time, it's gonna autofill in YouTube because it knows you go there. But if you clear the cache data, it will give you some extra storage on your phone. And then while you're in the settings, you would click on the clear cache icon in the bottom right corner, and then repeat these steps for the other apps on your device. Okay, clearing your cache on your iPhone or iPad, it's a very similar process. Go to the settings app, scroll down and select an app, for example, Safari or again, Google Chrome. Tap on the clear history and website data, and then confirm the message that you are clearing Safari cache and cookies. Okay, so now we're gonna go through a live demo. I personally am using a MacBook Air right now, so all the stuff we talked about in the beginning of the presentation, I'm gonna show you. The first things first, we're gonna go over how to see how much storage you are using. You go up to the top left corner and you'd find the Apple icon. The first option is about this Mac. And then you're gonna look for your storage right in the middle, the top middle. I'm gonna make this. Okay, here we go. And give it a second here. Okay, it's taking a little bit of time. There we go. Okay, so you can see on my Mac, I have a total of 121 gigabytes of storage. And so far I've used 45.69. There was a time like a few weeks ago where it was that was a much lower value. I had way too much on my computer. So I just recently went through the process of decluttering my laptop so it would run a little smoother. This manage button right here is going to take you to a page that shows you all the options to clear up storage. So the first option it gives you here is storing in iCloud. So you can think of iCloud as kind of like a cabinet off in like a warehouse somewhere else, and it pretty much takes the files from your Mac and it brings it over to that cabinet in the other warehouse for safekeeping. So that way it's not taking up space on your Mac before. And you can go to that warehouse and access that cabinet of files at any time that you want on any device. So it's a pretty cool thing. Another option that they give you here is optimizing storage. It's the way they describe it is by, if you have watched Apple TV movies or TV shows, then it will only keep recent shows that you've watched, and it will only keep recent email attachments when storage space is needed. The third one is emptying your trash automatically. So earlier on in the presentation, we recommended that you have both optimizing storage and emptying your trash automatically checked. So what emptying your trash automatically does is that anything that's been in your trash for more than 30 days will automatically be permanently deleted. The fourth option they give you here is reducing clutter, which is going through your documents and files and just finding what you need and what you don't need. So it's gonna play a huge role if you are going to go down this path. And the way to do that is by going to the Finder icon. On my screen, it's at the bottom left. It's that little blue and white kind of happy face icon. So I'm going to click on that. A lot of your stuff you're going to find in your downloads page. Here we go. Okay. So as you can see, I have a ton of files here, and I clearly don't need all of these. So let's say I wanted to delete one of them. For example, these, I know I don't need these images at all. So I'm going to hold down the Shift key on my laptop, click toward the bottom. So again, I'm going to choose one, hold down Shift, click down all the way until I don't want them anymore. And then since it's a Mac, instead of right clicking, I'm going to do a 2-finger tap on my touchpad. And then a whole bunch of options are going to pop up here, but the one I want is move to trash. So now these documents, those images are no longer on my computer. They're in the trash. If I open the trash at the bottom right here, you can see that this is where they're found. And to empty the trash, you can right click / 2-finger tap on the trash icon, then click empty trash. And you can see now that the trash bin icon no longer has any trash in it. So that's the way you can go through and delete files. It's a good idea to make sure that you're taking a look at your files before you delete them. So for example, this little contract I signed for school, I might want that for later, so I'm not going to delete it, but it's a good practice to go through all your files and take a look at them before deleting them. Another thing that we're going to go through is creating a folder for your files. So as we've mentioned throughout the presentation, creating folders is a great way to organize space if you do have a lot of files. So to do this, you're going to go up to this little gear icon on the top middle, click that little downward arrow, and I could click new folder. I'm going to give this folder the title of, I don't know, I'm taking physics right now. So we'll put all my physics files in this folder. You can see at the bottom, it's up there. Okay. If I two finger tap on this physics icon, folder icon, I can rename it. It gives me a ton of options. Again, I created my physics folder. If I open it right now, there's nothing in it. We're going to go over how to delete applications and just go through apps that you don't need. So the first thing you would want to do is, we're in Finder right now, and on the left side, we have that little applications icon, or the applications tab. This shows you all the applications that are on your device. But let's say I wanted to delete something like Dropbox, I can two finger tap on it and then move it to trash, or I can also drag and drop it. But I do want Dropbox, so I'm going to keep it. We went over how to go through all your files. Okay. Another thing that you can do is removing bookmarks on your Google Chrome or Safari page. So my bookmarks are listed on right below the search bar. Bookmarks are kind of an easy way to access websites that you go to very often. So all of these websites are places that I have to access all the time. So it's nice to kind of just open a new tab and be able to click on something and it'll take me there right away, such as this my chemistry textbook. Another helpful tip is going through your emails. A lot of us have tons of emails that we don't really need. And if you just take a look at them, you can go through them and delete them, or you can unsubscribe from organizations that constantly send you emails, such as, like, if I were to go through Poshmark, there's this little unsubscribe button. I could unsubscribe from them and they'll stop sending me emails, because emails do take up a little bit of space on your laptop. If you go through storage, one of the options it gives you is on this left side, it gives you iCloud Drive. The way Drive works is it's kind of a place for files that won't go straight to that iCloud cabinet. So iCloud Drive is kind of like a drawer, a specified drawer in that larger cabinet that saves files that can't be stored otherwise in the cabinet. So like things that are other than documents, mail, messages, and photos and applications. Well, anyways, thank you for sticking with me, guys. I apologize for the setbacks. Thank you for listening. If you have any questions, you can go to our Cyber Seniors website and schedule a one-on-one, or you can call our phone number. If you just look up Cyber Seniors, you can find the phone number. Thank you for listening, everyone.